Okay, I'm gonna jump right in because I am going through live chat processing to make sure that we go into 1-star qualifying tomorrow. And it's been one hell of a day of this. It's so frustrating. So I will obviously show that you guys, like, sometimes things are not going to go your way. You're going to miss ranks. You're going to miss goals. You're going to miss like different things, and you just got to roll with it. So, you have to put that CEO hat on. You have to put that like business mindset on. You can't take it personally. There is literally things that will happen all the time. In my process of getting to Diamond, it took me multiple times to really first get to Diamond for the very first time. But I also missed Diamond multiple times because of things that happened in the back office that, one, I didn't know about, so I had to learn the hard way. And two, there's just errors. And so that's one of the things that you have to navigate with being in a company like this, because you are relying on a system above you. You are relying on a system, like an actual computer system, not just, oh, this person signs up and it's an exchange of transfer. You know what I mean? So I just want to share, and I am going to share as authentically and genuinely and positively as possible. But there will be times in your business, in your growth, that shit happens. And I really hope that you let these moments be not like a reason to run away, not a reason to throw in the towel, not a reason to take the easy route, not a time where you say, forget it, I'm not doing this, this is hard. Because believe me, that's all I want to do right now is say, forget it, I'm done. This is so frustrating. I've been trying to lock in this damn 1-star qualifying for so long. We finally get here. We work so freaking hard. And this will be the second week. If we miss it this week, we were supposed to hit it last week, missed it, are basically being told that we're not going to hit it tomorrow, and we will have to wait another week. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating. So I hope that you take these moments, you learn from them, you figure out, what can I do better and how can I best handle this? They are just part of running a business. Whether you ran a business through a company in this format or you ran a business on your own, it does not matter. There will always be moments of frustration, of challenge, where things don't go right, where things don't just fall into place, and you have to be able to get up from that. All I want to do is say, this is so freaking annoying because I have to rely on other people, I have to rely on this Beachbody system. But at the end of the day, it's so worth it, right? Like, it's so worth it. At the end of the day, does it really, truly change my life if I miss this for one more week? No, it doesn't. Whether I hit this today, tomorrow, or next week, it really truly doesn't change the outcome of my life, but the entire experience, the entire success within Beachbody and having this business does change my life. So I stay there, I keep on it, I am, constantly pushing forward, and I give myself those moments to be really ticked off, but I also make sure that I handle it not as Ray, but as CEO Ray, okay? So I just wanna make sure that you're really understanding and clear that shit will not go your way. And the uprising of this business is not just a straight up. It is up and down, all around, literally jerking you all over on the most rickety roller coaster that you've ever been on, but it's absolutely worth it. So With that being said, I want to just fly through. I've got 4 tips for you when it comes to conversation flow and getting a sale, turning an actual conversation into a sale. And this is important because if you are not making sales, you are not A, making money, B, helping people in the best way that you possibly can. Now, I will put a disclaimer up here. Before I talk about this, I am putting a disclaimer that says, we do not have the perfect solution. There will be people who do not actually need what we have to offer. There will be people where just Beachbody On Demand is the best option for them, not a challenge pack. There will be people where a challenge pack is truly the best option for them. There will be people where the container system or the actual UPF nutrition program or 2B mindset truly is the best option for them. So recommending that higher value is actually the best option. And there will be other people who don't actually need that depth of a nutrition plan and can benefit from what they will find in Beachbody On Demand just as a regular member, okay? So I am putting this disclaimer out there that says not every single person is going to fit this perfect mold. And not every single person is even going to need Beachbody at all. You are also going to have a lot of people who will follow you and never, ever join you. You will have people who want things for free from you. You will have people who will constantly ask you how to get involved, how to join, but never want to spend the money. You need to know what the best solution is for each individual person. And you also have to be willing to walk away. You have to be willing to walk away from a conversation where either this person isn't willing to pay, so what are you going to do? Bend over backwards and feel bad for them because they want things for free? Good things in life aren't free. We all know that. I would love to get my hair done. But could you imagine I went into my salon or I went to my girl and I was like, I don't really want to pay for this. Do you have a deal on right now? She'd be like, get the hell out of my house. Right? Like that's an insult to her service. Why would I expect her service of doing my hair for free? So don't ever feel like you need to help people for free. You are providing a service. You are absolutely providing a solution for people and you can get damn well paid for it, okay? So don't feel like you have to give each person this same perfect mold. So when it comes to conversations, the first tip, there's 4 tips. Number 1 is you have to spend the time asking them questions to get to know what solution, what option really truly is the best for them. So this is in the training. If you have not listened to the training in a while, go listen to it again. If you need a refresher, listen to it again. If you've recently listened to the training, but this maybe didn't totally click in your mind, go listen to it again. But there is a part in the training, in the podcast training, that teaches you the things you have to ask people before you provide a solution. So if somebody says, hey, yeah, I'm interested, but you word vomit all over them and say, okay, we have a challenge pack. This challenge pack comes with Shakeology and it comes with all of these flavors and you can choose whatever flavor you want. You could also get Energized, which is super amazing and I absolutely love it, but you also get 12 months of Beachbody On Demand and there's thousands of workout programs to choose from. I'm doing Barbland, but you can do whatever program you want. We have so many you can choose from, weights and and it's $186 or it's $160. They would literally run from you for multiple reasons. Number 1, you literally just word vomited all over them. And number 2, they're thinking in their heads, what makes you think that you actually know what I want and what I need? That's what their defense mechanism has been alerted. They have this alarm going, "Ooh," and they're thinking to themselves, what does this bitch think she is doing? Because she thinks that she knows my life. She thinks that she knows my story. She thinks she knows my goals. She thinks she's just jumping to conclusions. Maybe not every person is like that. That's me. As soon as somebody assumes something of me, I'm like, oh girl, no, bye. See ya, goodbye. I'm not doing this. Nope, you don't know my story. I'm walking away. Don't assume anything from me. Be interested in that person. This is another thing that I say a lot. And it's more so something that I say to you guys when I'm talking to you and training you more one-on-one. But be interested in that person more than you care about providing the offer. Be interested in that person. Get to know them. Ask them questions. Ask them, are you doing a workout program? Are you doing workouts right now? If they say yes, you don't stop there. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Be happy for them. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. What workouts are you doing? They tell you the workout programs. What if they are already doing an excellent workout program that is getting them results? What if they tell you, I've been doing this workout program and I've lost 10 pounds this month? What would you say? Oh, well, you should do Beachbody On Demand? No. If she's already doing something that's getting her results, there's obviously something else that she's missing, that she's craving, that she's wanting from you. But workouts is not the answer, right? So you would say something like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I am so freaking proud of you. How does that feel? Ask her about her. Be interested in her. So I say ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Now, when it comes to when do I provide the solution, number one is you need to know what this offering is. So if you don't know what to offer them, if you're kind of going through the conversation and you're like, I don't know, like if I should offer them a challenge pack, if I should just stoop to the Beachbody On Demand membership, if I should ask them about a meal plan, you need to know all of these answers. Are they using a meal plan? What's their nutrition like right now? What workouts are they doing? What workouts do they like to do? Do they go to the gym? Do they pay for a gym membership? You need to know what is that obstacle that they're missing. If you are asking these questions and they seem to have all of the answers, because some people do, and they're like, yeah, I eat really well. If somebody says to you, I eat really well, what does that mean? What does I eat really well mean? Because to me, eating really well means I eat pizza every day. I eat cookies for dessert. I have a glass of wine every single night. Like that's to me eating well, because that should taste good, right? What does eating well mean to them? Maybe to her, eating well actually means I don't really know what I need to eat, but I'm too defensive to actually fill you in on that. And I don't want you to think that I don't know what I'm doing, right? So ask her. A great follow-up question would be, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Nutrition is usually the struggle. Do you mind elaborating on what a typical day looks like for your eating? And see if she's open. Are you open to sharing what a typical day looks like for your eating? When it comes to questions, I will give you a little tidbit, a little skill that you can implement that will take you to the next level. It will set you apart. This is what sets me apart from so many other coaches. This is what I do well. I ask people for permission to get to know their lifestyle. Meaning, Are you open to sharing with me what a typical day looks like for your eating? That question is a lot more gentle and easier to answer for somebody, especially when we're talking about something so vulnerable like health and wellness, than asking something, what do you eat in a day? If somebody asked me that, I would have that alarm goes off, and I would have that defense up, and I would feel attacked. Especially if this person asked for information, they're saying that they're vulnerable, right? They're saying that they are looking for something. Another way of saying it would be, would you be willing? Would you be willing to share? Would you be willing to share your workout routine with me? Asking them permission to share the information creates this trust from the other side, and it truly is showing them that you actually genuinely care about them, not about making a sale. And I want you to, if there is nothing else that you walk away from this training with, I want it to be this: care more about them than about making a sale. Be interested in this person more than you're interested in a sale. If you lead your conversation with that, these questions that you are using to gather information will be so easy. They will be so natural. Imagine that you are sitting at Starbucks and you are just invested into this person, and they are telling you that they need help, and you are like, I have you. I have your solution. I have something that you need. Here's what you need. And you're talking to them. If you were talking to your best friend, you would not be just throwing this sale at them, right? You would care about them. If you talk to them as if you don't necessarily have a sale at the end, okay? Okay, moving on. So number one, you have to gather the information. So then you're thinking, well, when do I give them the solution that I'm now thinking that they should have? When do I offer them the solution? You need to get this person to say yes at least twice before you provide the price. Now, this is something that I personally believe in. I have learned this from many sales books. It actually is truly a sales technique, but you can do it without being gross. Like, you can do it without being like schemy and yucky. It works because it works on our mind. It's like playing a mind trick on yourself. That's essentially what we're kind of doing. We are playing into their psychology, not in a schemy way, because we are giving them a way out. But we don't want to convince them. We don't want to force them into a sale and then they make a return. I have very few returns, people. Very, very few returns. Why? Because I have customers and coaches who join and stay. They don't go anywhere. Why? Because they knew they wanted to join. So what I do is I get them to say yes. How you can get them to say yes is things like when you explain what our boot camp is, you finish it. Remember my rule, you always finish a message with a question. That question can be, do you think this will help you? That question can be, do you think this will work for you? Asking them that question and getting them to say, yes, I think this solution will be good for me, is one step. Now, that's only one time. So now you have to get creative and think of a way to get her to say yes again, because you need her to say yes when you offer the price. She needs to be in a place where she is so confident that this is her solution, that when the price is presented to her, she's already sold. Not because we are salespeople and we care about a sale. I don't care if she's literally saying yes to a free trial. I make $0 on a free trial. But if I can get her to say yes to a free trial, I can potentially change her life. Because if I can get her to say yes to a free trial, I can get her into the boot camp, I can set her up with a workout, and I could potentially pour into her for the next 14 days and change her life. Whether she joins me for the next 3 months, a year, 3 years, or she doesn't, one way or another, I have the potential to impact her, to leave my mark on her heart, on her life, on her lifestyle. If I can get that one time into her, I could potentially change her life, because I know that that's what I can do. I know that that's my skill. So for you, if you're thinking, how can I get her in? If you don't feel confident the way that I feel confident in how I can change somebody's life, you need to feel confident that I will change your person's life, right? You know for a fact that I welcome every single person into the Happy Life Club or into a boot camp as if they are my own. I know who your customers are. I look at who you are in or who you are bringing in. I check to see who you have brought into the boot camp, and I check on them. If you do not feel that same confidence, this overwhelming amount of passion and belief that you can change somebody's life the same way that I believe I can change their life, then at least have confidence in my ability to do that. Because if you can put that person, even for a free trial, into our boot camp together, you know darn well that I could potentially change their life. And it won't be me they are thanking. It will be you. Because you truly changed their life. You are the reason they got what I had to offer that day. You are the reason they listened to my video. You are the reason that they said yes to this workout program, because you checked in with them. You are the reason. So at the very least, be damn well confident that you are going to change their life by bringing them into the HLC or by bringing them into our boot camp, okay? Until you develop that confidence that you can change somebody's life, and you will. So you need to figure out a way to get her to say yes for that second time. It could be something like she says, yes, I think this will help me. And you say something like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited. Do you have a minute to enroll? That would be a great one. Or she says, yes, I think this would be so good for me, but, and then she fills out something. You connect with the conversation again and you say, oh my gosh, I have this meal plan, this container system. I will set you up with it. It's literally $10 to get the containers. They're in the 80-day obsession package, which is on sale this month. So that would be the solution that you would provide. But you can say something like, let's say she says, I think this would be amazing, but I'm really worried about my nutrition. Do you have meal plans? And you say, yes, girl, I got this. I have you. My friend, I have you. I have containers. You can have them. I will set you up. Or if you're not sure where the containers are, you say, yes, I will set them up, and you send me a message that says, how do I set somebody up with containers? I will explain it to you. You will then go do it. And now you have this answer and this resource to now help people even further, right? You have the tools. If you're not sure what those tools are, reach out to me or your upline who knows where those tools are. But when it comes to the container system, please know that all of the tools that they need to get themselves set up on that plan is in the files section of our boot camp. okay? So all you would have to do is say, okay, let's go through these. You should take the time to make sure that you are on that plan. And if you've done it, you should be able to walk them through it, okay? So that would be a great one. That would be the second time. I have this meal plan. It's container system. You are not restricting your food. I will show you exactly how to set it up, and it will literally simplify your nutrition completely. Do you think this would be helpful? Yes, I think that would be helpful. Excellent. Do you have 5 minutes? I can get you hooked up. Yes, I have 5 minutes. Now she said yes 3 times. Then you provide her with the offer, the price. So number 3, tip number 1 is you have to ask questions and gather all of the information to find out what the best solution is. Number 2, before you offer the price, you have to know what the solution is, and you have to get her to say yes at least twice. Tip number 3 is you need to provide more than one option as far as price goes, or if there is one package that this person needs to buy where you're like, I mean, this will literally change your life. Like this is exactly what you need. And they are already so bought into this. They're like, Kate, tell me what the price is. I'll pay it. I trust you. I'm here. I will pay it. Like in my head, I'm thinking about Chantel and our conversation. And I didn't provide her with 2 options because I knew exactly she needed a challenge pack. Hands down, she needed a challenge pack. The entire conversation, I knew that she needed the shakes. She needed the Beachbody On Demand. I knew that she needed a challenge pack. So I provided her with that solution, with that price. The girl was Chantel was already bought. She was already sold. She was already done. She was already hooked. She did not even need to know the price. She would have signed up. So I provided her with that. If you don't feel that type of like, I know exactly what, like this person's going to buy whatever I tell her to buy. If I told her it's $500, she's still going to buy it. If you don't feel that, then you provide at least 2 options. And the 2 options that you need to provide is the best option based on gathering all of that information. So is it a challenge pack? Because they could benefit. Usually it's a challenge pack. But is it a specific challenge pack? Especially right now that all of the packages are on sale. Is it the 80-day obsession package? Because that comes with the containers, the bands, the sliders, the supplements, and Beachbody On Demand. So would that be the best option because that's the same price as all of the other packages? Or would a 3-day refresh challenge pack be better because they already have workouts and they're just looking for that nutrition guidance? What would be the best option for that person? That's the first thing. You need to know what the best option is. Then the second offering, the second price that they can choose from is the next best option. Now that next best option is usually Beachbody On Demand for just the membership. But you'll have times where maybe that best option is actually a deluxe package because they're wanting the performance stack and they're wanting Shakeology. And then the next best option would be just a regular challenge pack. So, you have to really think about what your different options are, and you will know what they are when you've gathered information. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, those 2 best options to provide them with is a challenge pack and Beachbody On Demand. And how you word that is we've got 2 options for you. The first option is what I call a starter kit, or you can call it whatever you want. I just call it the enrollment kit or the starter kit. And I say it comes with everything that you need, including 12 months of our BOD membership, which is our workouts, which also has meal plans, as well as, and then whatever supplement I think they would benefit from. If they didn't really, if in the information gathering, they didn't have like one way or another, it sometimes happens where I just don't really know, I would provide them that option. And I would say, you can actually choose from our superfoods shake, or you can choose from our Energize and our Recover, our protein shake. And they can then go and make that decision, right? So you can give that option and let them choose from there. So you're saying, I am, Christina, I was like, what are you doing? I'm also running out of breath. Oh my God. Okay, let's try this again. You're going to provide them the option of a challenge pack, explain what it comes from, or you can go with just our Beachbody On Demand option, which is just our workouts. It excludes the supplements, which is, and then you fill in the price, $99 US. If you're Canadian, it's $120, right? So those would, and then you say, which is the best option for you? That's the key question. Changed my entire business, changed everything when it came to closing a deal, closing a conversation, making a sale, whatever you want to call it. Changed everything. Which option is best for you? Whatever option is best for them is the option you give them, is the option you sign them up with. If they say, I'm just going to go with Beachbody On Demand, you celebrate them like crazy. And you say, yes, let me hook you up. What's your email? I'm going to send you over that link. You fill out a share cart for their Beachbody On Demand, okay? Whatever is best for them, it might not actually be what you feel is the best option for them, but that's what they're comfortable doing. Sometimes people need to buy into one, like the smaller price, in order to be sold up, right? And that just happens. It just depends on what that person is. I'm the type of person that I'm like, okay, if I trust you and I'm buying from you, you tell me what to buy. I want to know what's the best value, what's the best deal, what's the best savings, what do I get the most out of, what's the best bang for my buck. You tell me how much it is and I will give you my credit card number. But other people, they're like, no. What are the options? They'll only buy the cheapest option. Why? Because they're hesitant and they need to be bought in again. So first they're bought in, so they're going to spend their money. But then they need to realize that this is actually worth it. So they're still hesitant, and they'll pay again, and then they'll buy, Energize, and then they'll come to you and say, okay, I'm ready. I need a challenge pack, right? And they'll buy Shakeology, and then they'll buy all the boosts, and then you'll have all of these products. It just depends on what that person is. So give them two different options. Your fourth tip is to be so confident in the price that you are offering to this person that you don't feel any ounce of yuck at all when you are providing that option. You know for a fact, because you are interested in this person, because you have gathered all of this information, because you have asked them so many questions and you are emotionally invested into this person's success, that giving them the price is literally like waving at them. It is so easy. It comes so naturally because you know that this is worth it. You know a challenge pack is worth it. You know Beachbody On Demand is worth it. You know Shakeology is worth it. You know Energize is worth it. You know that the product, no matter what the price is worth it. So the feeling that you get needs to be confidence and excitement. And the best way to do that is to always ask great questions like, when you're offering those two options, they give you the option. You say something like, okay, amazing. Let me hook you up. Do you have 5 minutes? They say yes. Or they say, you know what? I'm just at work. Can I do this tonight? You say, yes. What time? Let me send you over your link and I'll send you a message at that time and we can get you hooked up. Right? Having that confidence, being in that control position of guiding them to this solution. You have to be so confident and ask and say the right things that make them feel like they're making the right decision. If you are saying to them like, okay, well, do you have 5 minutes? They're gonna be like, no. And you're like, okay, well, when do you have 5 minutes? I don't. Everybody's busy, right? Nobody wants to give you 5 minutes. But if you were to say, okay, perfect, I need 5 minutes. Do you have 5 minutes right now? I can set you up. She can be like, okay, sure. I trust you, right? You have to lead with that confidence, lead with that, like, that I got you. I have you. I'm leading you to the path to success, okay? Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have that kind of confidence. I don't sound like you do, Ray. You are going to find that in your own way. You are going to find that in your own personal voice. And the only way that you are going to find that is by giving yourself the opportunity to actually say those things to people. I've been doing this. Remember, I have been doing this for more than just my Beachbody time. I have had a job where I have had to make sales like this on the street. I always laugh, and this is always I should make a post about this just for funsies. I always say I used to work the corners because I used to fundraise for a charity, and I was a street fundraiser. And so I would stand on the corners of streets and I would stop people. I'd be those annoying people that were like, oh my gosh, hey! And I would try and get them to talk to me. And it was to try, and I was setting people up for child sponsorship. If you've ever heard of World Vision or Plan Canada, I worked for Plan Canada. I worked for a fundraising company that sold people or signed people up for child sponsorship. So I learned so much of these techniques in that job. That was years ago, years and years and years ago when I was in university. And then that was even before I was in college. Yeah, wow, that was a long time ago. Then I became a personal trainer. I had to sell $6,000 to $12,000 worth of personal training. Tell me that's not uncomfortable. That was way worse. And to boot, the training was not even nearly as good as what I provide as a Beachbody coach for less than $200. So I learned those techniques and asking these questions, the gathering of questions. I learned that in school. I went to school on how to be a personal trainer. I learned that for 2 years. How do you have a conversation with somebody and get to know them? So give yourself the grace. Give yourself the time. Don't say, I'm not good at this. I'm not a good salesperson. This is not what I can do. Give yourself that opportunity to get better. Give yourself the opportunity, the space, the grace, the patience to learn how to do it in your way. I've been doing this and learning about it for over 5 years, 6, 7 years or something like that. For me, it comes a lot more natural because I've had practice. Use what I'm providing to you, what works, try it out, and in that process of using my language, you will figure out what is yours. So if saying something like, let me hook you up, do you have 5 minutes? If that's not genuine for you, try it, say it, and then figure out, ooh, that sounded really weird. I am definitely not a let me hook you up kind of girl. So let me change that. And then the next person, you say a different word, like, okay, let me set you up. Maybe if you're a little bit more gentle than I am, yours is going to be, okay, do you have 5 minutes? I can walk you through this step. Whatever your word is, you don't know what it is until you try. So start with what I say, realize if it sounds or if it sounds good, and then keep going with that. Keep making these tiny little adjustments. But the person on the other end, they're not going to say, oh my God, I'm not signing up with Taylor because she just said, can you hook me up? And that is not what she says. You know what I mean? Like, they're not thinking that. They're thinking, okay, yeah, sure. Right? those are my 4 tips for conversation flow. Is there any questions that I can answer for you guys? Because this is a topic that it's trial and error, and I can provide you with all of the ways that I have conversations. But if you're not out there having conversations to ask questions about, you'll never get better. So get out there, have conversations, send your invites, send your messages, talk to people. Don't count yourself out of this game saying that you're putting your hands up and saying, I'm not a salesperson, this is not comfortable, because you've talked to 5 people and they haven't said yes. It takes time. It takes people. Just remember, let me show you. This is my invite book. Just remember, in one day, I invited both of these pages, okay? In one night, and this is how many people did not answer me back. Okay, there was like these spots filled in, and then there was a few more on this page. But all of these boxes are people who ignored me. So if you're saying to yourself, I've sent 5 messages, but nobody has responded back to me, same. Okay, it takes numbers. It takes people. These are people. They're not just numbers to me. These are people who have to continue to watch me. And like I said at the beginning, not every single person is going to join you, okay? So get out there, get your numbers higher, talk to more people. And remember that the newer you are, the easier it actually is. The longer you've been in this, the more challenging those conversations get. In the sense that you actually have to work for that trust, because you're talking to people that are not like your super close people, right? When you first start, you ask all of your best friends, you ask all of your family, you ask all of the right people. They're like prime people. They're ready. You could say all of the wrong things and they'll sign up, right? But once you've talked to those people, now you got to go out and talk to other people. Now you really got to put the conversation flow to the test, right? And so it actually does, it's harder for me to make a sale now than it was in my first month. I sucked. My conversations were so bad, so bad. And I had easier time, okay? So give yourself the time, give yourself the grace, be patient, allow yourself to suck. It's the only way that you'll get excellent, okay? If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to send me a message. Otherwise, thanks for joining on. I appreciate your guys' adjustment to Tuesday call, and we will be back running things on next Tuesday. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free. Does anybody have any questions before I pop off right now? Excellent. You guys rock, and I will see you next Tuesday on video, but I will talk to you guys all soon. So bye. Have a wonderful night and enjoy.